Becky and I are taking another trip today. Gotta get that thing down off the dash. I had a thing hanging in the way, air freshener. So we're going out Pine Grove Avenue. I had a time today working on the heater. I had to rewire the heater. I put a new heater blower motor in, but this switch still wasn't the problem, so I wired this push-pull switch. I know it's hillbilly redneck, but it works. And I won't turn it on right now because it's just loud, because the fan runs one speed, full speed. But we're warm. In the process of doing that, you guys are going to really laugh at me. I pinched a wire in the door, caught the entire wire on fire under the hood. I saw smoke rolling from under my hood. So I had to put a piece of rubber shielding over it so it wouldn't get pinched in the door. And it shut down everything in my truck. It melted the wire up to the battery, the hot to the fuse. Well, it's not a fuse box, it's a junction box. And so I had to shorten that up and reattach it to the battery cable that goes down to the starter. It's like a little pigtail comes off of that. And I'm still running it direct. I've got to get a fusible link of some sort and cut the wire and put it in there. In the meantime, I took the overflow rubber hose from my antifreeze radiator reservoir. I didn't really need that. It wasn't very long. Somebody cut it off. It wasn't going anywhere anyway. So I took that off the reservoir because I couldn't find a 1-foot piece of hose, and then I slit it with a box cutter knife the long way, and put it in half and put it over the wires so they wouldn't get pinched or rubbed for now. And I guess I'll find an overflow hose later on. Well, I didn't feel like spending money on anything. As a matter of fact, I got a new heater motor blower and tried to install it, and of course it wouldn't fit right in the screw holes to mount it. Didn't line up at all. So I had to take that back to AutoZone and get my money back. And in the process of doing all that stuff, I discovered that all that was wrong with my blower was the wire wasn't working. And so after checking out the fuse and all kinds of other stuff, I ended up just getting frustrated and running new wire to it. So that's what we have now. I'll turn it on and you can hear it. Voila, we have a blower motor, and it is strong. Too strong for me. It really cooks me out of this truck now. As soon as I get around this curve, I'm going to shut that thing back off. Oh, there we go. She's shut off. Sorry for the jiggliness. I did want to show you this little trip. I like coming out here. This is the fellow that's my friend, that Chad, that worked on this truck and fixed things up for me. He had put the brakes were all seized up on it, and he put new brakes in the back and one new drum and one new wheel cylinder. Because the strange thing is, on this Chevy, those shoes had delaminated off of the well, I guess you call it the bracket that holds them. My dad had told me about having that happen to him once in one of his trucks, and I think it was his 92, which is the same year as this. This is a 92 Chevy. His was a GMC Sonoma, and he had the back brake shoes delaminate and come right off. He was thoroughly disgusted about that. And I remembered that when this happened. So my friend Chad put new shoes on the back. They had to return the drum on one side because the shoes had jammed in the drum and took out the wheel cylinder. And then he also put in a new radiator for me and a new battery and a new serpentine belt and a new belt tensioner and some new fresh wiper blades. Well, we're getting near the corner. What do you think, Spooky? You want to go visit out here today? Oh yeah. This dog is a truck dog. And near as I can tell, he's 8 years old. He was born during my barn fire, and he was born out in a kennel that I kept my breeding blue heelers in. And the night of the barn fire, I was in a hospital with a heart attack. And we still don't know how the barn fire started. It just did. Probably mice chewing a wire or something. So his mother got scared and went into labor, and he was a little premature, so we brought him home, and my wife bottle fed him. He was the smallest of the litter. The rest of them did good, didn't have to be specially fed, but he did. He was real small, and he may have even got run off of his mother's milk supply too by the others because he was so small. So now he's not protective of his food, but he is extremely protective of my wife and I and our home. And this is much is said about blue heelers. They'll let you enter a house, but they won't let you leave. So I guess it's not a good thing if you think you can go in and break into somebody's house that has a blue heeler. And we're out in the country, and we are on Kerrigan Road. Ooh, big pothole. Gotta slow down. And we're going to turn into my friend Chad's driveway. He is a crop farmer, and he also does automotive work and paints cars and fixes engines and various things. And so I don't know if he's here today, but I'm just gonna drop off this thing. He had left his really nice ice scraper in this truck or broom, and he left his Bosch code reader, and I really wanted to get that back to him. So that's it for today. We'll talk to everybody later. Bye for now.